Hey there, how's it going? Welcome back to Kai City RC and welcome to another RC Garage update, my mini vlogs. Just me talking about what I've been up to in the hobby. So if you're interested, stick around, stay tuned. If you're not, I'll catch you in the next one. Okay, so on the bench, no particular order. YZ-2, Yokomo YZ-2, Cal 3.1. It's been a year since I picked up this kit and started my first foray into high-end carpet racing. The kit that I brought at the time has seen a lot of use and abuse over the past year, and it was in major need of a complete strip down and overhaul. By the time I'd priced up all the replacement parts I'd need, it wasn't cheaper, but it was more cost effective just to pick up a second kit. The YZ-2 Cal 3.1 has been superseded twice now by newer models, and so you can pick up the Cal versions really cheap, and it just made more financial sense just to get the whole kit. And my original plan, of course, was just to take the parts I needed from that new kit and, you know, refresh my old YZ-2. But in the end, I couldn't resist the urge just to basically build a brand new one. And so this is that kit. Went for a different color scheme with the body. Overall, it's turned out a bit more gold than I would have liked. One of the things I dislike about the Yokomo kits is the bodies are made by J Concepts, and they come with a tinted protection film. Normally it's clear, but for whatever reason J Concepts like to use a green protection film, and that's fine if you're just using solid colors, but when you're working with translucent colors where you're gonna back it with different colors, it's really hard to gauge how dark or light a colors are going to be, and so it ended up being slightly more gold than I would have liked. And the yellow window tints, which I was going after a kind of fighter cockpit yellow tint, ended up being slightly darker than I would have liked as well, but you know, it is what it is. Bodies get beat up in short notice. To finish it all off, it's basically I dyed the wheels black and got a Rick Side Design VP Racing wing on the back. So looking forward to a shakedown run with this. The electronics I just moved over from my old YZ-2, so it's still running the same Hobbyring Just combo, 13.5 turn, Savox servo, etc. In the middle is my DTO2 holiday buggy. Now, if you've been following the channel for a while, you know that I enter into the race series held at Karnos RC Park. So they do 3 race series: a Grasshopper race series, a DTO2, DTO3 race series, and a 4-wheel drive TTO2B race series. For the DTO2, I've been running my DTO2 MS with a load of hop-ups and upgrades thrown at it. That buggy has been, well, for me, running really well, but recently I've noticed the gearbox is starting to make a loud clicking noise, and I think it's just in need of an overhaul. I suspect the diff is gone. For the last race, I could have rushed to get it fixed in time, but I figured I'd just enter this. I've been running the holiday buggy just for fun down at Carnosa a lot recently, and I just love the way it handles and the way it looks when it's on the circuit. Yeah, it's a cheap kit. I did replace the bushings with bearings and got rid of the pogo sticks, the friction shocks, and friction shocks, should I say, and put the Tamiya mini CVA dampers and blue hard springs, and that's pretty much it as far as mods go. Nevertheless, this is less than a second, I'd say, slower around the track than my, you know, fully spec'd out DTO2 MS, and it just handles it doesn't handle good. It handles, I don't know, I'm not sure the best way to describe it. It wheelies a lot, there's a lot of body roll, but I just like the way it gets around the course. And so I figured for the last race, what the hell, I'll just enter this. And I wasn't expecting to do very well at all. You know, most people running modified DTO2s. I was running basically a standard kit with a 17 tooth pinion, and so I was expecting to do poorly at best, and I was more than a little bit surprised when I ended up grabbing 3rd place in the A main at the end of the evening. So at the moment I'm debating which one I'll enter into the next race. I've now repaired the DTO2 MS race spec buggy, but to be honest, I wouldn't mind running this again. Having said that, One of the downsides to running a body like this on the races is the body just gets beat to hell. This is actually a new body because the original one just got completely trashed. It got split all down here. The roof was, it was a mess. It was completely unsalvageable, so I had to basically put a new body on it. That's one of the downsides of running this particular chassis, this particular body in a race. Likewise, I haven't even put the decals onto the front. If you're wondering why there's no decals here, it's simply because these lights just get chewed up pretty quickly, and so with the decals in place, I can't get to this screw to pull them out, separate them and repaint them. So if I leave them off, then it's easy matter to separate these two halves of the light buckets and, you know, blast them over with some spray cans to, you know, refresh them as and when needed. So that's the holiday buggy. And then, at least last but not least, is the Tamiya BB01 BBX. If you're on the fence about getting one of these, don't. Just go out and get one. They are fantastic. Tamiya really did hit a home run with this. It is by far, in my personal opinion, it's by far the best looking modern day retro style buggy that's come out so far. I mean, it's way better looking than Genova, way better looking than Dirtmaster. Yeah, it's got its quirks. It's typical Tamiya. There are a few things about it that make you think, why Tamiya, why? But overall, yeah, it is just a fantastic buggy, and it is an absolute joy to drive. It's just so quiet, it's unbelievable. Few downsides, I guess the biggest one would be it tends to traction roll quite a lot. The tall tires don't really help much, and a lot of weight high up. Yeah, it has a few issues, but overall it's fantastic. If you do pick one up, just be aware that electronic space is tight, and depending on lengths of cables for your ESC or whatever, you might have a bit of a faff getting everything in and connected up. But once it's done, yeah. The only other downside is the body is, what is it, about 6 different pieces altogether, so it's a lot of cutting and painting, but once it's done, it looks great. Yeah, BB01 BBX, absolutely fantastic buggy. Upcoming, I do have the Ultima JJ special limited edition replica on order. Unfortunately, Japan, we won't get them until the end of this month, so I'm expecting probably early October before I can get it built. I do plan to build it, and I do plan to run it and do a running video, so stay tuned for that. I also have on order a PR Racing. They've just released a new 2-wheel drive high-end rear motor mounted buggy, the name of which escapes me right at this moment, but I've got one of those on order, and that's supposed to come sometime in November. And then the latest news is that Yokomo have pretty much confirmed that they're going to bring back the Super Dogfighter, so as soon as that's available, I will definitely be getting one of those and running that. And so that's going to pretty much take me up until the end of the year. Well, that's it for this RC Garage update. I'll see you in the next one. My name is David. This is Kai City RC. Happy RCing, everyone.